The night I lost him without even realizing it was supposed to be warm and comforting. A small, intimate gathering of our nearest friends and family. A night designed to melt away the stress of daily life. I had arranged it hoping it would lift Marcus's spirits. For weeks, my husband had been buried in work, long nights, silent dinners, and that distant look in his eyes that never quite met mine. I thought a cozy evening filled with laughter and familiar faces might remind him of everything he had beyond the office walls. The house glowed under soft lamplight. Gentle jazz drifted from the speakers. Wine poured freely, glasses clinked, and laughter curled through the air like smoke from incense. For a moment it felt perfect. As the evening unfolded, a small circle of us gathered in the living room. Stories began, light and nostalgic, carrying the teasing warmth only close friends can offer. Someone mentioned Marcus's recent disaster with a DIY coffee table, how the instructions had frustrated him for hours. I added a few playful exaggerations, expecting nothing more than shared laughter. People chuckled. More anecdotes followed, how Marcus spoke to our dog as though it were human, how he constantly forgot laundry or left mugs scattered around the house. Typical couple teasing, affectionate and familiar, or so I thought. I glanced at Marcus occasionally. He smiled once or twice, but it never reached his eyes. He stayed quiet, hands still, posture rigid. He wasn't angry, not visibly, but he wasn't truly present either. I blamed it on work exhaustion and focused back on our guests, oblivious that something far more profound was unraveling. Later, I noticed he had slipped away, assuming he'd gone to the kitchen or stepped outside for air. The night carried on without him. Guests departed, music faded, the house emptied. But Marcus never returned. I checked our bedroom. His phone, keys, and wallet were gone. A cold knot of unease formed in my stomach. I called him straight to voicemail. Still, I convinced myself he just needed space and would be home by morning. He wasn't. Instead, I awoke to a message, stark, emotionless, devastating in its clarity. He said he felt invisible, eroded by years of being the butt of every joke. Exhausted. Tired of pretending it didn't hurt when I joined in, when I didn't notice, when I didn't stop it. Tired of feeling like a stranger in his own home. And then he said he was leaving, not in anger, but because staying had become a quiet form of self-betrayal. I read the message over and over, each word hitting my chest like a stone. I called again and again, no answer. 2 days later, I returned from work to see a moving van outside. Inside, our home felt alien. His closet was bare. The framed anniversary photo gone. Even the chipped coffee mug he used every morning had disappeared. The silence was heavy. It wasn't just absence, it was final. Friends reached out, some confused, others worried. One admitted they noticed something that night. How Marcus sat distant while laughter swelled around him. Another shared that as they left, Marcus quietly said, "This place doesn't feel like mine anymore." That sentence shattered me. It wasn't just about one night, it was all the moments I failed to see him. The slow erosion of dignity hidden behind polite smiles. The pain growing silently while I mistook his stillness for stoicism. I wrote him a letter. Pen on paper, not a text, not an email. I told him I was sorry, that I finally saw it, that I regretted making him feel small, that I wished I had stood with him, not with the crowd. I mailed it hoping. Weeks later, an envelope arrived, not from Marcus, but from a lawyer. Divorce papers. No accusations, no arguments. Just signatures and silence. I sat on our couch, the same one we'd chosen together years ago, and signed them. The ink soaked into the paper, final and irreversible. Now at gatherings, when someone becomes the target of group laughter, I watch. I see who laughs, who stays silent. And I wonder who in that very moment is quietly slipping away. I think of Marcus. The man who once loved me softly, gently, without ridicule. The man I failed to protect. And every day, I carry the ache of that lesson with me.